Hey guys, and welcome back to XL Medical Spa, and today we listened to your feedback. So one of our videos previously where we talked about why our eyebrows falling got great reception. You guys asked a ton of good questions, and one of the main questions we got was, well sure, you told us why our eyebrows are falling, but how do we fix it? So let's address those 5 things that we talked about as to why our eyebrows are falling and how do we fix it. So the first one we talked about was bone loss. So as we age, we lose bone everywhere. But if we talk about our eyes, our socket is very small when we're younger. As we age, we lose that bone and it gets bigger and bigger. Hence, everything falls this way. So to replace volume loss, we put in fillers. So what you'll traditionally see is people start getting a long eye this way. So we just place filler underneath the eye to give it support right under the eye, recreate that bone that we've talked about losing. And then also, I like to put it around this mid-face area as well to support the cheek in conjunction with the eyes. So volume loss, bone loss, we use fillers to recreate that volume. Number 2, which again has to do with volume loss, is not the bone here, but the bone at the temple, the fat at the temple, the muscle at the temple. This temple region, you'll see it on women. We call it like the styrofoam face, or you'll see women who look great down here, or even men. And here, temples, they have no volume whatsoever. It just dives in. It gives them that very skeletal look. So again, when you lose volume anywhere, and let's just say this area, the skin that used to be held back here is now falling forward. Secondarily, when you have a hollow there, your eyebrow curls into that hollow. So what do? Again, fillers. Fillers replaces volume. So we put fillers right into the temple. One of 2 ways. Just use traditional fillers, Juvederm, Restylane, Voluma, Lift, whatever the case is, to give you instant gratification to fill out this void. The one I prefer to use is I like to use Sculptra because one, this area is a chewing motion. We talk, we chew, we animate. It just blows through the filler quite quickly. So with Sculptra, granted it's a building process, but once you build that collagen in this area, one, you fill it out. Second, that collagen piece really helps stimulate the tissue in this area as well to thicken that skin, which we'll talk about later. But those are the 2 ways. So traditional filler, volumize the temples to lift that brow and fill out that void, or Sculptra, build your collagen over time and you'll hold on to it a whole lot longer. So the next piece is laxity. Skin laxity, looseness, elastin, collagen. We hear all these words interchangeably, but essentially what we're trying to do is, this is nice, healthy skin. When you pinch it, it rebounds right away. When we age, we lose that elasticity, we lose that collagen, we lose that bounce back. So when you pinch the skin, it stays tented. So in this area, when you lose that elasticity, you lose that toughness of your skin, gravity takes over, and gravity does this to our skin. Our skin is trying to do this. Gravity will always win, aging will always win. So how do we improve the thickness of the skin and the firmness of the skin in this area? Multiple ways. You can think of lasers for skin tightening, radio frequency, alt therapy. In the end, we're just trying to stimulate collagen. We talked about in the previous one, putting Sculptra, one to fill out the void, and then secondarily is build up good tissue as well. Another philosophy is PDO threads. PDO threads, if we lay them horizontally here, will build a lattice, in turn, build some collagen, and then also PDO threads, we can physically lift the area as well. So once we address the volume loss, once we address the elasticity of the area, now we can talk about PDO threads to physically lift the falling brow. So that's another aspect of it. Next up is we talked about Botox being the cause. Ironic, I know, we do Botox to lift, right? But we talked about it over and over. Botox doesn't per se lift anything because we're paralyzing muscle. The only thing that lifts or contracts our body, lifts our eyebrows, is a muscle. So if we paralyze that muscle that lifts, the only place our eyebrows can go is down. So when you're Botoxing to get rid of these wrinkles in the forehead, the only place your eyebrows can go is down. So Botox is one of the causes of a falling brow. Now that's going to be a compromise, which we talk about in other videos, which bothers you more, forehead lines or the heavy brows. But that is a contributing factor, and the only fix to that is doing less of Botox or not doing Botox at all. And once we get to a certain age, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever the case is, if our brows get too heavy and we can't tolerate Botox, then one, we have to go very, very light, or two, I just suggest that some people don't do Botox at all because the wrinkles aren't as important as you being able to hold your eyebrows up. The next cause, which isn't necessarily a cause, but is it the brows that are heavy, or is it the lid that is heavy? At a certain point in our lives, or even with younger people, they might have a genetic predisposition, is you have a lot of skin in this lid area. So if you have a lot of skin, the skin will just fold over the eye and make it look like you have heavy brows, when in fact it's just the hooded eyepiece. So if we're doing skin tightening, we're using PDO threads, whatever the case is, to try to lift this area, if it's the lid, imagine how much you would have to aggressively lift the brow to try to lift the lid. It gives an unnatural look, and then secondarily, we can't really accomplish that anyways. So is it the brows that's falling, or is it the lid? Extra tissue, at that point likely it's a surgical fix at that point. So that is the recap on falling brows. Is it a volume issue? Fill it with filler. Fill it with Sculptra. Is it a laxity issue? Fix it with skin tightening, such as radial frequency, such as alt therapy. Build up natural collagen elastin, such as Sculptra, PDO threads. Once we fix the volume loss issue, once we fix the indentation issue, then we can lift it with PDO threads or other mechanisms. Loss of bone makes our eyes get bigger, makes the skin fall. So fillers in this bottom area to elevate the skin, or sorry, not elevate the skin, support the cheeks, elevate the cheeks, and then recreate that bone recession with filler. And then lastly, is it a lid thing? Is it a brow thing? Is it way too much skin? We can only do so much in a medical spa setting. Once you have too much skin, too much laxity, at that point you're looking at surgery to physically lift the area and then also cut away that extra skin, okay? So that is a recap on falling brows, why it occurs, and then the follow-up, how do we fix it? So I appreciate the questions and you guys reaching out and, hey, you showed us the problem, now how do we fix that issue? So again, thank you for joining into XO Medical Spa. We will try to bring these out weekly, more educational pieces, and definitely comment below. I'm up to ideas anytime, whether it's Botox, whether it's fillers, whether it's skin, whether it's health. I'm up to you guys driving the conversation, and then I'll reach out on YouTube and then answer all your great questions, okay? So stay safe, I'll see you guys soon, and then don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel.